The Nectar of Devotion by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Chapter 14, Devotional Qualifications. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that understanding the divine only comes through serving the divine. And when we serve the divine, we shall receive the spiritual secrets. Abstinence and knowledge by themselves are hardly going to do any good. What we are devoted to is beyond cause and effect. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:20-31 reminds us that no matter how good we are at speculation, it's not a very good thing. We may take part in what has worldly effects, what develops the mind, but let's renounce that for itself. Srila Rupa Gosvami recommends that our attachments should be in terms of relationship to divinity. A lot of people talk about religion in terms of church and all that stuff, but that's not what we're going for here. And in a way, we may not have to give up enjoying ourselves and developing our minds and all that. But when we don't stress about it, it makes it all the better when that comes to us, right? The Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharata, where it comes from, remind us that even the harsh modes of life are ones that we can turn towards devotional service. And when we become a devotee, certain things automatically follow suit. We do what's right regarding the animals. We do what's right regarding the people in particular. We do what's right regarding the environment. The light beings and fire beings, or whatever other term of category of existence that we're referring to, right is automatically done to that. Rather than develop certain ideas about diet and stuff, a lot of these things just naturally follow suit. Sri Rupa Gosvami points out that the devotional life does purify the consciousness. He affirms that the types of devotion are listening, saying, remembering, helping, temple rituals, praying, commandments, friendship, and sacrifice of everything. Not just, some animal or something like is done, these 4 days where I'm recording this video. The Chaitanya Charitamrita points out that we may have to take on different types of devotional service and alternate between them in order to really actually become a devotee. The Srimad Bhagavatam is one that a person can listen to, and by listening to it, then you can achieve the devoted life. When I'm reading this book, or just a straight scripture by itself, it's as a path working, and rather than the ISKCON commentary on the main book, I am sharing with you my comments as we go along. The Skanda Purana mentions that no matter what our life, we may attain a state where we want to be harmless, where we don't want to do any harm that's not necessary, even if it's our job. And that can turn us into a devotee. The Srimad Bhagavatam 9:4, mantras 15, 16, and 17 regards how some types of devotion have different stages to it. You focus the mind on the lowliness of our existence. Then we think of the behaviors that relate to God consciousness. And then we carry out behaviors. And sometimes we need to sit down with other devotees. We have to limit access to ourselves. We need to taste or take part in the offerings or what has been offered. And we should form a sense of what a true acharya is. Not just a teacher that passes on about what the tradition is. There's plenty of people who have degrees in religion, yet are in Arabic. You have people with licenses of fiqh, but they don't actually understand themselves. Now, let's not assume that they don't understand themselves, but a lot of the degrees don't require you to do anything but memorize or convey other people's understanding. Srila Rupa Gosvami indicates that some people will be teaching the grandiose path of devotion. And certainly, of course, a lot of this just varies per means. Some people will scratch in the dirt and carry around rags and a piece of a burlap bag, not even a real burlap bag, while others, everything is all gold and carved in jewels and that sort of stuff. You just perform the spiritual behaviors as, they are. Now, we're not just mimicking people to follow tradition. We are carrying out paths that have been trodden before, paths of great devotion, paths that remove the scarcity of society. Paths that produce good qualities beyond just those that they are explicitly listing. Those that don't go through resources just to go through resources. Paths that remove the artificiality of our mere existence. And our path is a path that affirms every plane. But let's not be lost in the Maya illusion and Moha delusion of these differences.